Imagine standing at the foot of a vast mountain and you need to climb that entire mountain. It sounds daunting, right? You might think I could never climb that. Now, what if I told you that you don't have to scale it in one leap? You just need to take the next small step that is right in front of you. You don't need to worry about the entire mountain. You just need to take one small step. Does that sound more achievable? That is the power of small changes. It's the same principle that drives the success of world's top athletes, top entrepreneurs, top achievers. They don't wake up one day at the peak of success. They got there by embracing the small, consistent habits over time which produced monumental results. Here's an interesting story. British cycling team was once known for being super mediocre. They hadn't won a single Tour of France in 100 years. But then a new coach named Dave came in with a very unconventional strategy. He didn't focus on the drastic overhauls or very big changes. Instead, he focused on something called the aggregation of marginal gains. He looked for very small 1% improvements in every area. For example, 1% better tires, improved sleep, cleaner hand washing techniques to prevent illnesses. The changes made by Dave seemed trivial, but within 5 years, that same team won Tour of France. They dominated the cycling events for several years to come. Now let me ask you, what 1% improvement could you make in your life if you consistently applied that small tiny habit? It could set off a chain reaction for success. And this is the core message of this section of the course. You don't need to take big leaps. You just need to make small little changes that starts the chain reaction of productivity and success. According to the Compound Effect book written by Darren Hardy, small smart choices when consistently applied over time produces radical differences. It's like planting a seed. You don't see immediate results. There is no visible sign of change for days, even weeks. But under the surface, there is growth. And then one day, sprout appears. And that's how life works. That's how productivity works. Small, consistent actions leads to big results, but only when given enough time. James Clear in Atomic Habits reinforces the same idea when he says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. The difference between success and failure isn't setting big, lofty goals. The difference between success and failure, the difference between productivity and unproductivity is between the tiny systems, the small habits that lead you there. You want to be healthier? Start by walking for 10 minutes every day. Financially more secure? Start by saving a small portion of your income consistently. But here's the problem. Small changes are easy to ignore. Think about it. If you save $10 today, it feels like nothing. If you walk for 10 minutes, it seems insignificant. But if you do that consistently, day after day, over time, those small little actions compound into something remarkable. And the opposite is also true. Skip that 10 minutes walk, spend a little bit extra money today. It might not seem like a big deal, but over time, those tiny missteps can accumulate, leading you farther from your goals. James Clear said, each action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Think about how compound effect works in finance. You invest a small amount, but over time that interest accumulates and it starts growing exponentially. The same principle applies to your habits. You may not see dramatic differences tomorrow or the next week, but over the course of time, the results will astonish you. It reminds me of a quote from Jim Rohn: success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failures are simply few little errors in judgment, again repeated every day. It's really easy to underestimate the power of a single decision. You realize that every small little choice matters. And that is the end goal, that is the message of this section of the course. Don't think of big leaps. Start by deciding to make one small change today. Pick one small habit, whether it's reading 10 pages of a book or a 1 page of a book. Make one healthy meal, right? Even just being 1% more patient with your colleagues and loved ones. Embrace the small. because that's where the magic happens. And before you know, you will have climbed that mountain. Not in one giant leap, but in a series of small, steady steps. Because small steps, small changes, when compounded over time, leads to extraordinary results. You don't need a leap, you just need to begin with one small step.